Welcome back. Super producer in the back. Super producer in the back. What up? Can y'all hear me? Mic check 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What is this? Plug one, plug two. Check, check, check. I'm the microphone fiend. One, one. You're like a plus two. What's he? What he name his son? What did What did Brian McKnight name his son? What's his son name? His Hawaiian son. See, let's go. Let's find this name. Brian Kanoa Kanoa Mocha McKnight Sr. Brian Kanoa Makoa McKnight Sr. Oh, that's is that Brian McKnight's name? Yeah, he rebirths. That's what Brian McKnight renamed himself. Brian Kanoa Makoa McKnight Sr. That's what he did. He changed his name. Y'all want to talk about Foolish Finance Friday with Brian McKnight? Oh, y'all be out here killing me in these streets. Y'all be killing me. Y'all be killing me in these streets. Father of Julia Jack Kekoa Mateo and Brian Kanoa. I think that's Brian Kanoa. Yeah, his name is Brian Kanoa McCoy McKnight Jr. And Brian McKnight renamed himself Halaulu Halawela. Right? Y'all be out here wilding. Who was that? Who was that? Who was that? What was the football player that changed his name to his wife's name? Who was that? Takes wife last name. No, I gotta. Yeah, Ricky Williams. Ricky Williams just took his wife last name. He sure did. He sure did. NFL great rose to fame. You know, I'm starting with my petty T early. The NFL great rose to fame. Ricky Williams said last week he legally took the last name of his wife to have marital balance. That's right. Because it's like everybody recognized him and didn't recognize her. And she felt like he was getting all the recognition. So he changed his name. Her last name is Myron, and reverting to his birth name, Eric. So he go now by Eric Myron, formerly Ricky Williams. Ricky! Woo, y'all out here wilding. Mm, mm, mm. Don't do it, Ricky. He changed his name. So we got Ricky changed his name to take his wife's last name. Brian McKnight changed his name altogether. He and Brian McKnight got this is the sad part. Brian McKnight got a junior. Or the OG junior. You got your no date, no state, no date T-shirt on right now. That's what it's leaning towards. No state, no date. Congratulations. All the apples alpha. All the alphas out here alphaing it up. Whew. Y'all ain't gonna get me going on this now. I'm trying to be good. I pissed some people off last night, y'all. They didn't like what I had to say. We lost some followers. They ain't like me. They ain't like what I had to say. But it's okay. I'ma live, they gonna live. We lost some followers last night though. D, play a little music. Play a little somber music for the loss of the followers, D. Play a little somber music for the loss. Let's give the members that we lost last night a hot 5 seconds. We're only gonna give them 5 seconds, but I want to honor them. This is we're gonna honor them. Cut the music, D. That's it. That's all they get. Cut it. That's all they get, D. We just honor the rest in peace. How y'all doing tonight? I know it's a late night. You know it ain't. You know, it's 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 beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Do y'all have your stocking stuffed? Your turkey, ham, rabbit, whatever it is you eating, picked out, vegan? Are y'all making vegan potato salad? What's the is the vegan turkey? What's the vegan turkey? What's it called? Yeah, the vegan turkey, roasted turkey. Are y'all buying this vegan turkey? Are y'all getting this? Hmm. No problem, Evelyn. Y'all getting this whole vegan turkey? Vegans. Well, I guess you can make vegan dressing. You don't have to put the broth in there. Y'all getting this whole vegan fakemeats.com got you. Yeah, tofurkey. Are y'all making this? How long y'all gotta cook this for? It's $4.99. You get a 26 ounce for $4.99. How about this one? Field roast plant based sage and garlic celebration roast. Natasha, what you mean? Hell no, we from the South. What does that mean, Natasha? Just because we're from the South? What does that mean? We can't be vegan in the South? We can't have. What about the mac and cheese? Vegan mac and cheese? We can't be vegan all the way? Natasha, I'm disappointed in you. I'm sad. And then she's sitting there like, don't be. Don't be sad. Don't be sad, damn. All right, cool. If you didn't catch the show last night, we did a show with Intentional Millionaire. Shout out to Intentional Millionaire and shout out to y'all. Shout out to you at Women in Linux. Y'all came out and showed out. I went and looked back at our viewership for last night. I had it up over here. D was in the back, willing and dealing. Bum, 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 bum. Shout out to y'all. Y'all showed out last night. I appreciate you. Have y'all missed us? Kind of, sort of, maybe. I got a lot of stuff to talk about. You know I do. You know I got. The South got something to say. D was like, "You sure you want to do it tonight?" Absolutely. We doing it tonight. South got something to say. South got a lot to say. Tonight, you know who we got to call. You know who we got to put on Foolish Finance Friday tonight. I'm gonna let y'all guess. It's a female. I'm gonna give you that hint. Who do you think I'm putting on blast? I'm gonna let y'all tell me. Let y'all tell me. Let me go look at our viewership from last night on the show last night. I think last time I looked it was almost 600. It said 639. I like it. I like it. I forgot about Taraji, but yeah, we put her on the line. Let's talk about Taraji. But the person that we gonna talk about opening up, I'm probably hop around tonight. Let's bring Cardi B to the stage. Yes, yes, Cardi B. Let's bring Cardi B. Yes, yes, yes. We gonna talk about Cardi B. Yes, we gonna talk about old Cardi and the B. Yes. Why? Now, rumor has it she didn't have a prenup. Rumor has it she didn't have a prenup. But we're not gonna talk about Cardi B as if like, oh my goodness, Cardi B didn't have a prenup. Why would she do that? It is what it is. It's done. KC, thank you for the happy Friday. Yeah, she didn't have no prenup, D. Tamika K. It's right. She had no prenup. Cardi B did not have a prenup. We appreciate the tech ties, especially the one y'all came through last night. I appreciate y'all. Those that were on the Wednesday night show, which was Lambo, Mercy, and Mercedes, were the winners. If you don't ever come to our meetups, you never know these things happen. We gave away 2 CKA exam bundles. They're worth $600. Mercedes, she was the winner, one of the winners, and our guest that we had on the show matched my giveaway. And no one knew I was giving away anything. Just gave it away. One of the 12 days of Christmas, right? So, Mercedes and Lambo Mercy are winners. Let's give them a round of applause for winning, right? Um, I haven't even got you, Mercedes. I know you're like, when are you gonna get to me? I got you. I got you. Lambo Mercy, I saw your message. You asked how to get in touch with her. I got you. Right. So we gave away $1,200 Wednesday night. If you ever been to any of my shows, you've seen me give away laptops. I gave away what maybe a year or two ago. I gave away uh, uh, um a MacBook Pro. I gave away IT Pro TV training for a year. I've given away like I don't know how much money I gave away. I don't even know. I've given away certs. Um, you never know. When the mood strikes, baby, it just strikes, and I just do it. I don't plan it. I just do it. Right. All right. So Cardi B, the divorce is happening in Georgia, and yeah, y'all got to stay on the meetups. You don't never know what's gonna happen. Okay, so with this is why I go with this for men and women. Put your stuff in a in a trust. Get your an estate. Thank you, Journey to Jasmine. Right. If y'all not doing that, what you doing? Why y'all make all this money? Because my thought process is, if you over here at Women in Linux, we talking about at a minimum of 200,000 and becoming multimillionaires, whether it's in real estate, 401k, both. That's the theme here. The theme last night was we wanted to talk about, everybody want to talk about $50,000, and it just, I'm sorry, it don't work. And if you was in on the community wall, I posted it. But if you're gonna build this wealth, you need to understand just how to protect it. This is not to shame anybody. It's not to like, oh my goodness, oh my God, you know, you meet a guy and you're gonna no, you should protect your assets before you meet him. That's why I made the shirt no estate, no date. Right? No estate, no date. What we doing? Why y'all making all this money and then you don't even want to protect your assets? And then not only that, you don't even want to protect your assets tax wise or from your family, right? Because the last thing you want to do is build up all this wealth. You put in all this time and something happens to you. And then the money or the estate has to be divided up amongst your family. And just like Al Pacino, you don't have life insurance, or you don't have a will or something. So now I go to probate court, and they got to get their money. They like, thank you. You so wonderful. You so kind. You so pretty. Why not? Why you don't have boyfriend? You so wonderful. You so kind. You so pretty. Pretty girl. Nice looking man. Why? Oh, and shout out to what was her name? Dion Aja Monet that we was listening to this afternoon. Yeah, shout out to Aja. That was a great poem. I'll do it on the after hour show one day. So, protection of assets. All right, so in Georgia, because Cardi B is on the carpet. I mean, I got a lot of stuff to talk about. In a divorce law, a term you would likely hear, um, for especially Georgia, this is the course of divorce in Georgia is equitable distribution. This refers to the principle that Georgia follows when dividing marital property during a divorce. Now, I heard Cardi was taking the money out of the account. Well, well, uh-uh. If it's a joint account, she can't do that. She can take it out, but they're gonna keep track of it. They're gonna probably ask her to put it back. Possibly. Don't quote me on that. But I can see if they got a joint account, why she would take it. We take up a joint account. Now here's another problem. If she has or they have purchased any homes while they were married, that's marital property. If she had any type of account and the account grew and she didn't have that in some type of trust or something of that, that's his money too. That's his money too, right? So let's look at this. All right. As discussed in our original post entitled "The Four Parts of Georgia's Divorce," Georgia is a equitable distribution state. Let me blow it up some more because that look kind of small. Yeah, that's better. This means that upon divorce, a couple's marital property is not divided equally or 50-50, but the marital property is divided equitably or fairly upon divorce. Only marital assets or debts are subject to equitable division upon divorce. An asset or a debt is deemed marital if it was acquired by the parties during the marriage. Now, what did they acquire during the marriage? Is the question. If an asset or debt is deemed marital, it is subject to division regardless of whose name is listed on the property. So let's ask about the whole Jeezy and Jenny Ma situation. What did they file? Did she file in California or did she file in Georgia? Oh, maybe let me clarify. Did he file in Georgia? Yeah, but it depends on if they got anything done. No, they bought a house though. They bought a house. See, Jenny and Jeezy house purchase. And now inside Jenny Ma's 1.5 million reportedly still shared despite divorce proceedings. Let's see when they bought it though. Let's go back. Well, they've been married 2 years, so let's go back and let's filter. Let's go back a year. Let's see if we can get something there. Yeah, I know she house hunting. We know that. I need stuff from 2 years ago. I need to know when they bought. Because if they bought while they were married and they're filing in Georgia, it's still it's still theirs. Mhm. Yeah, I don't want to know they were getting divorced. I had to look them up. Let's continue. So essentially, all property acquired during the marriage, like cars, homes, business, and furnishings, are marital assets unless some exception applies. Alternatively, a spouse separate property is not subject to equitable division. Separate property is generally defined as property acquired by one spouse prior to marriage or property on acquired by on spouse by gift, inheritance, bequest, or devise, even through even though during the marriage remains that spouse's separate property. Now the house he got before, of course, yeah, they're fine there. But anything they got while they were married, possibility there, right? There's no set formula or calculation used to divide the marital property in Georgia. Thus, Georgia judges and juries rely on certain factors and factual determinations in order to determine how parties marital property should be divided. To divide marital property, a Georgia court or jury may consider the following: each party's contribution to acquisition and maintenance of the marital property. If he had, this is where we got go into commingling assets, right? He supposedly did buy that property in 2015, and then she contributed to helping renovate that space. Could be something there. That's why y'all got to be careful. Y'all be out here, y'all be like, I am your guest, Mr. Rourke. And welcome to my fantasy island. Y'all be letting everybody in. All right. The purpose and intent of the parties regarding the ownership of the property, the separate estate of the non-marital property of each parties, and the length of the marriage, any prior marriage or either party, and the service contributed by each spouse to the family unit. Right. In addition to the above mentioned factors, Georgia courts may also consider whether the couple's separation was caused by misconduct of one of the spouses. For example, if a spouse commits adultery, is willfully abandons and I guess is willfully abandons the other spouse. And so the judge or the jury may rely on this information when determining how parties' marital property should be divided. In fact, the portion of the marital property awarded to the guilty spouse may be negatively affected by his or her misconduct. Those are Georgia laws. Now, Cardi B went on a rant and she said he cheated. Now, word on the curb is she's got more money than him in these accounts and she removed the money. So I'm just gonna go off of what we know, what we see online. I don't know what's true and what's not. We're gonna look at Cardi B uh versus Offset net worth. All right, Cardi B and Offset had a collective net worth of 100,000. See, Cardi B is richer than her husband by 32 million. It's like he spent money like water. So, and she's investing her money. So allegedly, oh yeah, all this is allegedly. But again, I bring this up to say, no matter how you slice it, you should always be protecting your assets. I don't know why this is so hard to get across. Man or woman, you all should be protecting your assets. You also should be looking at before you all even get married or move in with someone, especially the move in stuff. Now, we could debate this. Let's put a poll up, D. Let's put a poll up. Let's put the poll up and you all vote. Before getting married, should you live with your significant other or not before you get married? Should you live with your significant other or not? Yeah or no? Let's see. This came out in Forbes. This is a Forbes thing. Forbes says, love and money. Should you protect your assets before marriage? Absolutely. Okay. Only if you're engaged to be married. Hmm. J. Antoinette. Mm. See, here's the argument that everybody likes to argue, right? You don't know what kind of person you gonna be with before y'all get married. So you better find out before you get married. Now, we all have dated. You've been over each other house. Well, you don't know them till you live with them. Mm, you know if somebody nasty. You know if somebody nasty. You also know, or at least I think you should, you studied people habits. At least I think. Let's at least I think. This poll coming back strong. This poll saying 58% no so far. D 62. Y'all are like, nah. All right, Jimmy, you say reason being you need to be able to see how someone lives. I agree with engagement though. Shout out to J. I agree. I want to move in with just a boyfriend. Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm not. I don't even think I'm moving in engaged. I don't even think I'm moving in engaged. But here's my thing. We're gonna move into this new house. This is Tamika. This ain't got nothing to do with women in Linux. We're gonna move into this new house, but before we move in, I'm gonna already know you understand finances, money. I'm already know you either dirty or you're not. I'm gonna I'm gonna I'm gonna know if you leave dishes in the sink. I'm gonna know all of that because I'm gonna pay attention to it. What are you actually looking for? Let's ask that. Let's ask that. What do you say you need to live with somebody? What are you looking for? What weird habits you got? You pick your nose and you rub it on the sheets. What weird habits y'all talking about? You said we know he ain't making no 100K. You are correct. You're absolutely right. Listen, this is how I feel about that 100K conversation. I think someone between the ages of, just my thoughts here, between 45 to 65 should be at 100K. If if it's a man that I'm dating, 45 to 65. That's just my thoughts. That should be, we shouldn't even be, we shouldn't be arguing over whether or not Chili's got a happy hour. Like, we're not worried about that. We want to enjoy ourselves. We want to go out. We want to. I'm not saying we're not pulling. Well, we might pull up on Roof Chris happy hour. We might have a coupon. We might go to Fleming's. We might pull up on an Outback happy hour. We might go to a nice little brunch. Somebody said there's a new trend of married couples. It's not a new trend, Jay. It's been that way for a while. I ain't gonna never forget this. Working in DC, I went over to help this guy with his computer. Um and I was like, "What you doing for the weekend?" He said, "Well, I'm getting ready to take off, go up to back to New York to see my wife." I was like, "Your wife don't live here?" He's like, "No, we don't live together." He said, "She live in New York and work in New York, and I live here and work in DC, and we switch off back and forth." I said, "How long y'all been doing that?" He said, "We've been married for 13 years." He was like, "She got her life up there during the week, and I got my life down here. She like New York. I like it sometimes. She come down here. She don't like DC. It's 4 hour difference, 4 hour distance. We cool." I met a lady. She said her mom and dad have been living in separate houses as long as she's known them, like for 30 years. Some people like it like that. You stay over there, I stay over here. We good, right? So you say they're depending on the demographics of where people live, 100K ain't, yeah, that's what I was trying to say last night. Everybody keep trying to tell me that they can make it off of 50K, and I'm trying to figure out what state, city, zip code you staying in. I'm going. I mean, that's why I say 200K. You say 150, 150 is cool, but I'm really saying 200K. I mean, and I'm not even talking you like living fancy either. Some of them places in DC in the DMV area, Leesburg, Chantilly, Ashburn, Loudoun County, your little $100 is food stamps. Shit. Loudoun County average price home. The average price home in Loudoun County is 723,000. Yeah, 723,000. Average income. Average income in Loudoun County. Let's see. Middle class income in Loudoun County is 167. Average income is 167. Right? So, why did I talk about protecting your assets? Why did I talk about Cardi B? Right? Why did I talk about what are y'all gonna do with, before y'all get married? Right? Before getting married, should you live with your significant other? 66% said no out of 15 votes. That's fine. I take you. I don't know about eating ramen, but we could eat some veggies. I'm cool. Yeah. And what I'm saying about this situation with Cardi B and anybody, you all have to really start looking at and I implore you to go over. I like this guy channel. Uh, our boy Roble, America's estate planning lawyers. Um, on YouTube, he did a live stream the other day. This guy right here, right? He did a live stream earlier, unraveling estate gift taxes, estate planning in 2024. And if you go look at his videos, uh, can you stick are estate planning lawyers needed anymore? Do banks freeze joint bank accounts? That's we probably should look at that. Do banks freeze joint bank accounts? Right? You all are going through a divorce as well. See, it said, do banks freeze joint bank accounts when one owner dies? What about when you're going through a divorce? Do they freeze the joint bank accounts? Right? All right. Let's look. Let's ask. Do banks freeze joint bank accounts during divorce? The court has the power to freeze your bank accounts and other marital assets when you're in the middle of divorce. We're not just talking about house, cars, and furniture. Marital assets can include insurance policies, bank accounts, inheritance, and more. So, another thing, you all are in these relationships, and then you decide that you want to um with girlfriend, boyfriend, significant other, however you want to slice it, and you say, "Babe, we should get an account together," or "Babe, I'm gonna stop contributing." And this happened in one of the articles, in one of the shows, one article. The chick uh, put his name on her bank account. Okay, she put his name on her bank account before they got married, and she stopped contributing to her 401k and only contributed to his 401k. Well, when it was time to get divorced, her bank account that had his name on it is considered a marital asset. And the bank account, the 401k, when she stopped contributing to hers and only contributed his because it had a better match on it, um, she couldn't go after his 401k because she had houses and so forth, but he didn't contribute to those houses. But he wanted a financial audit or a forensics audit of her assets because he wanted to get everything. And that was on Bigger Pockets. It may depend on state, but here it says the marital assets can include insurance policy and policies, bank accounts, inheritance, and more. So that may be a state thing. It may be state dependent, right? So let me find my article since we're on the petty T moment right now. Mm, mm, mm. Let me see. Where is it? What did I do with it? That's not it. I thought I put it on here. If not, I can go get it. I know where to find it at. It was a good one. Let me see. Make sure it's not up here. No, it's not up here. All right. That's Business Insider. Um, no. Let me see if this is it. No, that's Twitter. It may be this one. Okay, I found them. I found them. All right. I don't know. Did I ever talk about this one? I might have. I feel like I did. About the Florida man. He was getting the 333,000 from life insurance policy. That ain't the real one I want to talk about. Let's talk about this guy. All right, so let's go. Get a good look at his face, people. All right, Froster used Dead's wife 200,000 life insurance policy to travel with his new girlfriend. All right, Christoph, I guess Beneski or Benzeski, I guess. He's 40 years old, squandered his wife. Let me blow it up because it looks small on your screen. D, can you take me down? His wife, life insurance policy payout intended for his stepchildren on luxury holidays abroad with his new girlfriend. All right, let me pull this over too and make this a little wider for you all. And let me bring that back down because I don't know where it went. I hate when it does that. There we go. All right. All right, yeah, that's big right there. All right. He tricked his stepdaughter into signing over the money, which was meant for her younger brother when he turned 25. I guess Benzeski, 40, treated the cash as if it was home, even using some while his wife was still alive. He led his stepchildren to believe he was looking after the money, but instead he was splashing out on trips with his new partner. He also invested in a shop and used some of the money to support his failing business, which was part of the cosmetics pyramid scheme. Excuse me. After his wife's death, he and his new girlfriend jetted off to Tenerife, Moscow, Moscow, and Poland, and even bought a hot tub. During this time, he shamelessly took his stepchildren on holiday, pretending his thriving business was footing the bill. The court heard that he squandered his wife's entire $200,000 life insurance payout in just 9 months. He was caught after he took pictures of himself and his partner living it up at fancy restaurants and enjoying themselves in their hot tub. Following their trial, close that, Northampton Crown Court, Benzeski of Wellington, Northants, was found guilty of one count of fraud. He was cleared of another count of fraud by false representation. He was jailed for 4 years on uh, Monday the 4th of December, and told he would be subject to proceeds of Crime Act hearing in bid to claw back some of the money. His Honor Judge David Herbert Casey said the money was released into your account with the knowledge of your stepdaughter. Both her and her brother were unaware that you began to spend the money in the way that you did. I'm quite satisfied that it was Anna's wish that her son should receive all of that money. The evidence in the trial was the money was would be shared with his sister. Judge told Benzeski to that he spent the money as if it was his own, adding, "While within 9 months you spent it all," he said. The jury heard how you spent it on various holidays around Europe, a car, investing significant sums of money in your business. You were all also loaning sums of money to others. It's all gone now. Anna's children are under the impression you were doing well in your business. You don't seem to be able to accept that accept that was Anna's children's inheritance. It was her dying wish they received it to set them up for life. You agreed those wishes and failed to safeguard the money for her children and essentially squandered it away. Your reckless attitude to the money is summed up by the photographs of you living it up in restaurants and relaxing in hot tubs with a girl with whom you were in a relationship at the time. You even gifted her some money. It's clear you have no idea how disgustingly you have behaved. You still persist in your claim that you were going to repay the money. I am quite satisfied you won't and never had any intentions of doing so. Now that the money is gone, you have still done nothing to redress the position. In a victim impact statement, the stepdaughter said his crime had left the family devastated. She said, "Had me and my brother received payments, our financial situation would have been very different. We're currently in debt, and our mother's death had great affected us. We're not able to pay our rent last month." So the mother was on the dying bed. He took the $200,000. He took it and he spent it all, and then he turned around and then get yeah, and he turned around and gave it to the ex-wife, or not the ex-wife, but the girlfriend, and went from there. Right? That's what happened. I don't know why she didn't have like I don't know why she didn't have like what you call it, uh, um a will. You can't trust them these days. Can't trust these folks these days. All right, let's go. All right, let's go over here. Why do people want to lead kings for a few months and then go to jail? Live like kings. I don't know. All right, so here we go. Helmet, you said CRM stock was around 130 or just under that last month, and that's 260. I'm assuming he may be still in a relationship with that woman, but he going to jail. I didn't see how this could happen to my family until now. My brother drained 200,000 from my mother's savings. How can I stop him? D, put me on the screen, D. Have y'all no shame, no empathy, no compassion, nothing? You don't care about nothing about nobody. You gonna take your mama's money and be like, she don't need that shit. She about to die. Let me let me help you out, mommy. Y'all don't have no shame. You don't feel no guilt. Y'all don't feel no guilt. I would feel guilt. There's nowhere in the world I could walk up to my mom and be like, let me get this card and go buy her bank and take out $500. Let me take out 2,000. 200? Like you don't care? People work all their lives for this money. Or they made sacrifices. Y'all don't care? Nothing? Dang. It's a cold, cold world out here. I guess y'all like I'm taking it back for what you did to the cold crush. All right. How can I stop him? I manage my mother's finances, but I have always treated it as her money and not mine to spend or control. If she wants to give him money, she gives him money. Right? Let me pull this up. Let me blow it up a little bit. It look a little small. Okay, that look better. All right. Our parents have always told the three of us that they never wanted to be a financial burden to us kids. And they wanted whatever might remain when they died to be divided among us equally. So basically your brother's stealing from y'all too, right? I read and hear I read and hear so much about adult siblings who always got along, but suddenly start fighting among themselves when they're about to. I gotta take this earring off. It's killing me. When they're about to inherit their parents' estate. I didn't see how this could happen to my family until now. We're not at that point, but things are getting tense. I'm in the middle of three I'm the middle child of three. My older sister and I are in our 70s. Oh, y'all in y'all 70s? Oh man, how old is your mama? 90s? You stealing from a 90-year-old? Oh, look, this is some craziness. All right. Older sister and I are in our 70s, and my brother is in his early 60s. Our parents are not wealthy, but they were able to sell their farm 10 years ago, and the proceeds have enabled them to comfortably cover all medical and assisted living and long-term care costs. Our parents always told the three of us that they never wanted to be a financial burden to us kids, and they wanted whatever might remain when they die to be divided among us equally. Their wills indicate that indicate that dad has since died, and mom is at a very advanced age. All three of us are married. Oh, now you got your wife in over here on it too, right? All three of us are married, and none of us has any children or heirs. they ain't got no kids. So that's their money straight up. I'm retired and debt free. My sister in a similar situation. Neither of us, I guess should say, is wealthy, or neither of us are wealthy, but we feel financially secure. My brother's financial problems, we won't discuss our personal financial details with one another. So I was shocked to learn that my brother's situation. 5 years ago, he was laid off from his job. It was one of those corporate moves and not anything performance related. The worst part is he was in no hurry to get another job. He was very picky about location, salary, similarity to the type of work he had previously done. Always holding out to get exactly what he wanted and unwilling to settle for less. He would not even consider a lower paying job temporarily just to pay the bills, or one might require relocation or a larger commute or a longer commute. In time, he became long term unemployed. What is long term unemployed? You unemployed and you work. All right, long term unemployed. So it was even harder to be considered for a job. This went on and on. After a few months, he started asking our mother for cash, large sums, 10,000 at a time, repeatedly. I managed my mother's finances, but I have always treated it as it is her money, not mine to spend or control. If she wants to give him money, she gives him money. In total, my mother gave my brother $200,000. While I have advised her that these gifts are not wise, she still says she just wants to help him. To date, she has given him nearly $200,000. She did agree to pause this when I informed her that if she did not, she would at some point run out of money for her own needs. He is now broke, deeper in debt than ever, and still out of job. All the money she gave him is gone. It's clear to me he is in a terrible financial situation and is hoping his inheritance will bail him out. This is the thing is there won't be much inheritance for anyone at this rate he's going. He has owned his home for 32 years, but his current mortgage balance of more than triple his purchase price. His credit card debt is astonishingly high. He has emptied his retirement account. He had a six-figure salary, but he has been out of work for the past 4 or 5 years. And this only tops off the fact that he's been living beyond his means for many years. While he doesn't have a drug or alcohol or gambling addiction, it seems he has a spending or lifestyle addiction. He takes advantage of the mother. I love my brother and I do want the best for him, but I fear the financial hole he has gotten himself into is so deep he'll never recover, let alone have any kind of retirement. In the meantime, he has taken advantage of our mother's sympathy and financial resources. This is where it gets sticky. My mother likely won't live much longer. Am I being selfish to expect a third of what would have remained had my brother not taken all the cash from her? Technically, he didn't steal since she gave it to him. I don't really need that inheritance, as I've lived my life with the expectation of inheriting anything, without the expectation of inheriting anything. But my sister and I feel that we're being cheated out of something just because we managed our finances responsibly. At one point, several years ago, we three kids discussed this and agreed that we would just reconcile the gift giving when settling our mother's estate and just count what she has already received as part of his inheritance. This is not specified in her will. Is there any way to patch up the situation before it goes off the rails? concerns sister and daughter. He spent his slice. This story is wild. So, would you have empathy for your brother or your sibling if they're in a financial situation? They have long term unemployment. They're in their 60s. What skill sets do they have to get back out there to be employed at a six-figure salary? Would you care? Would you care? D, I already know your answer. Let them fall off the cliff, D. Would you care? J. Antoinette, you say no? You would, J. Antoinette, you wouldn't care about your sibling like that? No? Am I out here fake crying? Fake? Am I fake caring? Am I fake caring? Is that what y'all trying to tell me? To me, you just out here fake caring. That's what I'm doing. I'm just trying to open this little candle. I was gonna get light a candle for the little buddy. You're only child. Welcome to the club. I am too. Okay, let's see what they say. Not working for 5 years is a choice. But what if he was depressed? We don't care about depression. We don't care about he was mentally distraught. D, you funny. If my dude spent it all spent it all, she would be living with bruh. They'll work it out. At 60, he should have known better. Brother has to walk the plank and figure it out. All right, let's go. Dear concern, it's already off the rails. Oh, Jay, to that, but cry me a river. All right. It's time to spend less time thinking about your brother's financial situation and his reasons for doing what he does, which could be related to a family dynamic that is hard to break, and more times focusing on your mother's long term care needs and finances and how long that money will last. Your brother will continue to put his priorities first. He is a master manipulator, whether or not he recognizes it himself and whether or not he has malicious intent. So your mother needs to see her assets in its entirety and an illustration of what percentage has been given and now spent. Master manipulator, as Dion said, he's the master manip. He's the master manip. He's manip nip. He's the master manip. Natasha. Oh, I can't stand you. You caping them fake tears there. I got my candle right here. I was gonna light a candle. I got my candle right here. You know, brother needs some love too. Brother needs the master manip needs love. The manip. My guy says you need a wake up call. As a family, the time for standing by and normalizing his behavior by complaining about it is after the fact is over. Arranging a family meeting with an attorney and putting your mother finances on paper is a start. How much money has she set aside for an emergency fund? Undue influence, duress, or pressure on an individual who lacks mental capacity could constitute elder abuse. You're abusing your own mama. 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 I can't pay my bills, mama. But my credit cards. Ooh, what about my house, Bubba? The manip. First is a favor here or there, a little money to tie a sibling over, a tale that pulls on the heartstrings. Next is a large sum, check, clothing, jewelry, and expensive artworks. Writing the will takes this $200,000 into an account. Another lesson for your mother and everyone else. You out there, pum 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 pum. A will should be updated every year or two, and your mother's attorney and or whoever has the power of attorney should advise her to deduct the 200,000 she has given to your brother from his remaining inheritance. In other words, sister, you ain't doing your job. You supposed to be managing the finances, sis. You ain't doing your job, sis. You talking about him? Sis ain't doing her job, right? There are several reasons. The money he has been given is now gone, so there is no point in throwing good money after bad. Enabling your brother by giving him preferential treatment has only led to more requests, and it's unfair and equitable to treat these gifts as inherited. As your mother grows more frail and vulnerable, your brother may see her bank account as a last chance to saloon to bolster his dwindling finances. One of the hallmarks of elder financial abuse is isolation, but you can help prevent that with these simple measures, right? If your mother has a home at home caregiver, you can ask them to keep you in the loop on visits or requests by family members. And you can probably should add yourself as a co-signer onto your mother's bank accounts. I bet you he already on her bank accounts. How much y'all want to bet? The minute y'all ain't gonna cry for me, Argentina. Y'all ain't gonna cry for the brother. I tell you, they can't get no love tonight. It's a hard crowd tonight, D. It's a hard crowd tonight. All right. If your mother has a at-home caregiver, you can ask them to keep you in the loop on visits, requests by family members, and you can probably should add yourself as co-signer on your mother's bank account, so your brother would need to go through you for future requests. Financial elder abuse is vastly unreported. The National Center of Elder Abuse, a government agency affiliated with the U.S. Administration on Aging and nonprofit National Adult Protective Services Association, both have resources that can guide you through steps for reporting any alleged abuse. Given the amount of money involved in this situation, could get worse before it gets better. Better elder abuse affects at least 5 million Americans annually, according to the National Council of Aging, and multiple agencies say that the number is both increasing and underreported. Studies show that seniors lose 2.6 billion a year in elder financial abuse, and possibly a lot more, according to one estimate that only 1 in 44 cases is actually reported. NAPSA says victims of elder abuse are 3 times more likely to die compared with non-victims. Elder abuse can happen slowly and with great manipulation. The manip your mother could be under some kind of undue influence or duress, even if she doesn't see it that way herself. The fact that it's been going on for so long has led to her giving away a large sum amount of money and is concerning. Start the ball rolling on the family meeting now. The manip, it's over. It's over for you, Rocky. The manip. That's another one. This another one right here. My father has dementia and forgave my brother's $200,000 house loan. The nursing home notary said he was of sound mind. What can we do? Man, y'all be out here getting the folks. Y'all don't care. The manip. Just out here not caring. Let me go right here. Personal finance right here. The moneyest. That's a good one too. I was reading that one. That was a good one. Let me see. Ah, that's the one I was looking for. Let me break it down for y'all. Y'all ready? Let's go. We went through all of my 401k investments. I lost my job, then my home. Do I have any claim to my wife's $200,000 inheritance? What y'all think? I'll read it again. We went through all of my 401k investments. I lost my job, then my home. Now, this is where it gets fuzzy to me. If he lost his job and the home, why are we trying to get to my wife's $200,000 inheritance? Didn't she lose the home too? Or they separated? Like I don't know. We about to get into it and find out. About to get into it and find out. Let's go. I asked my wife to help by getting a job, but that did not happen. All right, let's go. Blow it up. Yeah, that's big. Okay. My wife and I have been married for over 30 years. Throughout the years, we relied mainly on my income. Okay. My wife worked occasionally, but mainly raised the children. We started to struggle financially when I was laid off. We went through all of my 401k investments. I lost my home through a short sale because of the difficulty of keeping up with expenses. I asked my wife to help by getting a job, but that did not happen. Now we're financially now we are finally at a comfortable place, renting a home, and my wife is finally working. My question, do I have the legal right to equal share of her $200,000 inheritance when she gets it, given I used all my retirement funds to get us through the hard years? Divorcing in Ohio. There we go. They getting a divorce. I want my money back. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back. Chili's baby back ribs. Chili's barbecue sauce. That's what he want. I want my retirement back. Fellas, you worked all this time, 30 years. You've been taking care of the family financially. She been taking care of the kids. You lost your job. Y'all lost your house. Well, as he said, he lost his house. That's what he said. He lost his house. They divorcing. They in a good spot. Man, let me tell you something. He won't. I don't think he won't have. I think he probably wants 75% of that 200,000. This 200,000 been coming up a lot lately. What's up with these 200,000? Is that the magic? Is that the secret sauce? Is 200,000 is where people start to do the manip? We don't care about you about 5,000. We don't care about that 50,000. We don't care about that 100. We don't care about that two. I want it all. Y'all manipping that too? Manip nip. Let's go. All right. You experienced a lot of financial loss and you are about to go through what I hope is the last of it. It's a tough break that after 30 years of marriage and several years of home ownership, you're bidding adieu to a former and had to let go of the latter. Given how difficult it is to get on the property ladder, you have been better off living in a studio rental while with your wife and renting out your house rather than letting it go. Like I don't financial decisions here. I don't know why y'all didn't rent that out. Put some put some time and effort into it. Rent out a room. Why you let the house go? What happened? What happened? Mm. What'd you say? He is telling the whole truth. No gambling, no addiction, no or tricking. All right, let's go. Given how difficult it is to get the property ladder, you could have been better off living in the studio with your wife and renting out your house rather than letting it go. But we all do the best we can with the resources we have at the time, and you finally reached a place of stability. The short and long answer to your question, Ohio is an equitable distribution state like Georgia, meaning the marital assets are divided fairly, not equally. Inheritance is regarded as separate property in Ohio. The answer is no. Unless it is some way used to benefit the marital assets. That is commingle. If she took that inheritance and helped with an asset that they have together in the marriage, he could come after that. I keep telling y'all about commingling. Y'all be want to co in the mingle. Y'all be commingling, right? For instance, if it were used to renovate your home or it was deposited into a joint bank account, fellas, ladies, don't get an inheritance and be like, babe, honey, hello, honey. I was wondering, you know I love you. You know I love you. You know you the apple of my eye. You know when I think of you, sparks start to fly. When I see you in the morning, I just thank God. And I just want to know if I could put this $400,000 inheritance into our joint bank account, babe. Oh, honeys, yes, you could put it in there. Sure, sweet honey, honey sugar iced tea. I love you. Y'all be around here singing Tony Braxton. I love me some him. Another man would never do. I love me some him. Y'all be around here singing that? You said I wouldn't tell the soul if I received a large inheritance, right? So in Ohio, just like Georgia, the inheritance, if you get it, put it in a separate account. However, if you use that money to renovate a marital asset or deposit it in a joint bank account, you have commingled. It is now property of the marriage. All right. It says if it was deposited into a joint bank account, it would cease to be separate property in a process called transmutation. This can easily happen. One letter writer used 142,000 from 250 200 used 142,000 from a $246,000 inheritance to pay off her mortgage. She did transmutation. The rest of that money the person can come after that money. So two words that we going to take away tonight, right? Trans 3. Transmutation, commingling, and our last thing is you need to know which states have equitable distribution. Georgia and Ohio is one, but there are others, right? So put in the chat commingling or commingle. You got to put in transmutation, and I have it highlighted right here. Transmutation. You know what? I should pull up. Let's see what Chat GPT says about transmutation. Let's see. Oh, transmutation, financial stories. Not storied stories. Yeah, well, wisdom or wealthy conversations of transmutating. Amazing stories of immigrant that overcame financial freedom, financial alchemy, the great transmutation. Oh, we got to get some stories on some transmutation. I'm gonna put that on my list for next week. What's yours is mine. Transmutation and estate planning. Right, we got to get some stories on that. Right, co-mingling and transmutation. All right, cool. For anyone else out there with inheritance and divorce pending, do not use your inheritance money for regular spending. Then replenish the balance. Mm-mm. Don't take the money out and then replenish it. They saying leave it. According to Manny and Claire, attorneys at law, a law firm in Wilbos, Ohio, this can be problematic for separate property claim. This is because inherited money must be traceable or identifiable to prove to a court that it is separate property. You must be able to prove that the inheritance or the asset purchased with the inheritance maintain a separate nature from the rest of the marital assets. Don't give up a dime. It ain't there, Sway. You ain't got the I ain't got the answer, Sway. I ain't got no money. I'm broke. Baby, you think we could probably get some money out your inheritance to keep us afloat? Baby, no. Sugar honey, no. Uh-uh. Right? I know, sounds harsh, but it is the reality. The final and perhaps the bitter irony of your own situation is that you would, in all likelihood, have had to give up 50% of your property if you still owned it at the time of your divorce. What we celebrating? What we celebrating? My divorce. All right. 50% of your property if you still owed it at the time of your divorce, assuming it was purchased during your marriage. Unless you had a prenuptial agreement before you got married, you may have to factor in alimony payments, given that you have typically been the breadwinner in the relationship, in addition to other legal costs. The sooner you get divorced, the sooner you can start rebuilding your wealth and saving once for your retirement. Obviously, withdrawing money from your 401k comes with penalties and should always be seen as a last resort. But you're not the only one who has had their hand forced in such a way. 37% of the workers have taken out long early withdrawal from their 401k or similar retirement plan. According to the report, released earlier this year by the nonprofit Trans America Center for Retirement Studies in collaboration with the Trans America Institute. Among the workers, 21% took an early and or hardship withdrawal. Good luck with the next chapter. Get out of here. Boom, beat it. You're not getting nothing. That's what they saying. You, my friend, you get Nathan. And don't ask her for nothing either. Let me find out. Let me find out. This is my last one. I'm getting out of here. Because I want to talk about this. I want to talk about more about this tomorrow. All right. I'm gonna give you my take on this. This is I posted something about this in a Discord, and I think I might have said something about it in our Slack, but I'm here to give you my thought process on this. A Gen Xer making, and you tell me what I think is wrong with this. A Gen Xer making 344,000, secretly working 3 jobs, got laid off from 2 of them. He says that's exactly why he was overemployed. What's the first thing I see wrong with this? What you think? I'll read it again. A Gen Xer making 344,000, secretly working 3 jobs, got laid off from 2 of them. He says that's exactly why he was overemployed. You said, where's his emergency fund? I'm assuming you're talking about the last article or you talking about this article. I'm not sure. D, why do you think, what I see wrong with this? I'm going to tell you. It's in your face. Number one, he was working 3 jobs, getting paid 344. That's too much. Work 2 jobs and get paid 344. It's listen, y'all ain't got to be out here working 5 jobs, getting paid 300,000. You over employment backwards. That's too much. That's first. Seriously, I'm being serious. I gotta show y'all some stuff. Mm, let me see. Let me look it up. Let me see. I ain't gonna do it on this stream, but I just want to calculate some. Come on, calculator. All right, there you go. Yeah, y'all hustling backwards. The goal, if y'all gonna do this overemployment thing, is not to go find 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 jobs. I mean, the time that you spend in meetings, the time that you spend on getting work done, answering phones, crunching out tickets, it's just too much. So y'all need to find something that's gonna allow you to, if you're gonna do it, just do it right. I had to put this behind a paywall. What y'all doing out here? I wasn't doing no 3 jobs at 344. Kudos to him. Kudos to him. Let's go. A 40-year-old a 48-year-old began secretly working three full-time jobs last year, making 344,000. So let's just go with gross. Right here, 344 divided by 12 gives them 28,000 a month. 28,000 a month. Gross. Gross, 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 gross. Right? So he's gross. He was laid off from two of his jobs at October. Where my mouse go? There we go. In October, but he said that's why he sought out extra job security. He said balancing three jobs was transformational for his finances, but it led to burnout. That's why I said it's too much. It's too much. You got everybody want to meet at 9 o'clock. You want to meet y'all on the same time zone. You can't do that. You gotta give different time zones. No. All right. Joseph, a 48-year-old network engineer in Texas, learned in October that he was being laid off. He called it a huge relief. He was tired. He was tired, my guy. That's what the huge relief was. He wanted to go to sleep. Last year, Joseph earned a combined 344,000 working three full-time remote jobs at the same time, according to the documents viewed by Business Insider. He kept his overemployment, which he began in 2020, a secret from everyone at work except a few trusted colleagues. Joseph, whose identity is known to BI, Business Insider, has been withheld for his fear of professional repercussions and is among a niche group of white collar workers who have secretly worked multiple jobs and gotten away with it. 1 week after Joseph was laid off from one of his three jobs, he received more news. His unemployment with his second job would be terminated in January. There was widespread layoffs at both companies, driven by a combination of cost-cutting efforts and operational changes, he said. While this was a bit unsettling, Joseph was in a better position than most of his co-workers. In addition to his 50,000 in combined severance pay, he was entitled to. The layoffs didn't leave him unemployed. It's huge that I still have a third job, he said. All my coworkers friends are asking, let me know if you need anything, and I'm appreciative. But it's also nice to say, you know what, I'm better than good. In May, I told BI the extra income had helped him pay off his remaining $129,000 mortgage on his home, save for his children's college, grow a retirement nest egg, but arguably the biggest benefit of having multiple jobs was that it provided him with an unusual level of job security, he said. Now, even though he's endured two layoffs, he still has full-time work. And I'm gonna tell you this, Gen X, y'all about to get more work, more money is out there. Y'all may need to learn how to do sleep about 4 hours and hustle for the next 4 years, 5 years. You could probably do a good you probably could do a good 2 to 5 overemployed. You can't do 10 years though. You can't do 10 years. All right, but it could breach some employment contracts and fireable offense if a worker is found out. Helping workers such as Joseph avoid detection are some 300,000 members of the overemployed community on Discord, Reddit, and BI's AKI on BI's AKI, I should say, a key. Ito reported. I thought it was BI's AKI. I thought it was Business Insider's joint, but it's a name. Overemployment can double your salary and boost your job security, but it could also lead to burnout. Following the layoffs, Joseph was relieved not only because he still had a job, but he needed a break. While working three jobs had been life changing for him and his family financial, he said balancing emails and meetings and keeping his other jobs a secret was becoming unsustainable. It's too much. I'm telling you. You got to find a job that don't require as much as you, right? You got to find a job that don't require as much. Like I think for overemployment, I think between I say 300 to 500 is where you should be at, and that's kind of intense. Now let's do two W-2 jobs and a 1099 job. So say you got two W-2 jobs, one at 250, another one at 340, and then a hourly job at mm, paying you 150, 175. You think y'all can handle that for 2 years straight? You think you can do it? I don't know. Do you think they could do it? Y'all want to see what that number look like? Let me show you what that number look. I think they, D, I think they could do it. They say you don't know it till you try it. All right. All right. So, um, 175 times 25 hours a week times 52 weeks is 227 500 plus 250 plus 340. Now divide that by 12, 49, 375 a month. Y'all, I don't know. Can y'all do that? Can y'all handle that? Put a one in the chat if you can handle that. It's three. That's two W-2 jobs and one 1099. Tasha said yes once you get acclimated to the role. I don't know. Do you ever get acclimated to the role? Depends on the job. Tyra said yeah. 49, 375 a month gross. Gross. I don't know, D. Fellas, where y'all at? I don't know. Fellas can't do it. Okay, cool, cool. Ladies, like we all in. I mean, yeah, the jobs are remote. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Says, no, I don't have to worry about answering multiple email phone calls across three different jobs. He said, I definitely was getting burned out. Now that I don't. And it's nice to have less pressure on me throughout the day. Joseph said he typically worked 40 hours a week across his three jobs, in addition to a few hours, 2 or 3 evenings a week. But he said his remaining job, his real passion, has gotten busier in recent months, and he's looking forward to focusing on that role. Getting let go from two jobs happened just like at the right time. He said it was really nice to focus on one job that's right up my alley. In 2020, Joseph had one job that was paying him what 17 a year. He accepted a new remote role in IT field with 120 base salary. But before he quit his first job for the new position, he said a colleague convinced him to try to stay and work to try to work both jobs simultaneously. Last year, he accepted a third role because he anticipated downsizing that ultimately impacted his second job. Justice said he managed to juggle three jobs for more than a year by blocking off his work calendars to prevent meeting overlaps. He also said that he was lucky to be in the IT field. We never really work a full 40 hours. While he'll have less income coming in, Joseph remaining job pays over six figures annually. He said all the money he earned over the past few years have provided him financial cushion. I don't stress over it. I know financially we're good, he said, right? So I'll talk about more about this. I'm gonna give a little break, a further breakdown on this tomorrow. I think that's something that you all need to be mindful of. Uh-oh. Let's stop my screen share. Yep, my bad. But nevertheless, commingle, transmutation, what's the other? Equitable distribution, and working three jobs over employment. Too much, too many means. You got to do better than that, right? It's not sustainable over 5 years. A good year, maybe five, unless unless you're doing something like you can get a ticket, a project, and they just leave you alone. Other than that, nah, nah, it ain't happening. All right, D, we out of here. We appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all in the morning or in the afternoon. Different time zone now for me. But yeah, we'll catch y'all tomorrow. Y'all be safe.